Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. First, to anyone who has liked any of my videos or subscribed to my channel, thank you. I had not realized I was ever going to get 100 followers or get the number of likes that people have seemed to have on my videos, so thank you, I appreciate it. Today is episode 3 of my journey to find my own artistic style, and today I found myself identifying and challenging my art habits during this river painting. This painting is based on a reference photo that I will show here, and it was based on a day I was out on the boat with my family. We were going down this river, and I snapped a quick picture. So today, as far as the style I'm going to be trying to use, I'm continuing with my experimentation in impressionism and doing something I've never really done before. I'm going to try to complete a painting using no mediums at all. Typically, I use a ton of linseed oil to create landscapes in a tonal impressionist style that Stuart Davies uses and teaches on this platform, so please go check out his channel to see all of that. However, after watching a couple of videos by Malcolm Dewey, he says he doesn't use almost any medium when he's painting. So I saw this as an opportunity to challenge myself and try to break a habit. I'm a firm believer that if you're going to do anything, whether it's in art or in your life in general, you should do it intentionally. I found myself in the past going on autopilot with my application of mediums to my paints, as well as in color mixing. By eliminating mediums from this piece, I really started to understand the differences between my paints. Some of them were more dry, while others were very loose. And I started getting very tempted to loosen up some of my drier paints, but I held firm to the challenge just to see what I could do without the mediums. And by about now, I realized that I had run out or got very close to running out of lemon yellow, which I had planned to use a lot of for the tree highlights. And while it was frustrating, it did present an interesting challenge on how I could mix my colors to get a different quality of highlight on the paint. I think I was able to get a decent amount of highlight in the trees. The color is just not quite as saturated as I originally intended it to be. Overall, this practice without mediums was helpful, I think, in two ways. First, I came to understand the texture of paint that I prefer and what I would identify as too dry or too wet. Second, I learned something about how to use mediums intentionally to accomplish a change in paint texture. Despite not using any medium for this piece, I feel like just my overall understanding of oil paints, their properties, and how they work on this was a canvas. I feel like I really just grew in that understanding, instead of just using as much oil as I wanted and making a mess and wiping away paint. I'm very used to wiping away paint to create highlights, and so in this style, it's not used nearly as much in all of the research I've been doing. While it is there sometimes with thick applications of paint like this, it's a lot harder. So using the paints, the thickness and thinness and brightness of them was very different for me. So, the question I had myself asking after I had finished this piece was, should I stop using mediums for good? And probably not. First, I don't have the high quality paints that I think would allow me to really give up oil mediums. And I like them. I will make sure, though, that moving forward, I'm going to understand that I should be mixing paints and with the mediums to achieve a specific consistency and not just using it to use it. Again, going back to just that intentionality. If I'm going to do something with my painting, I should be doing it intentionally and not randomly. Another habit of mine lately has been, when working from a reference, focusing too much on the reference. For this piece, I tried to keep my reference photo far away, and it helped me keep an eye out on the composition and color, but not get too bogged down in the details. And I think I did decently, but I continue to struggle with reference photos. It's something that either I'm going to have to get used to, or I think stop doing altogether and just try to paint things from memory. I don't know what it is about my brain, but I tend to get really focused on details when I have a reference photo that I'm trying to recreate, as opposed to when there is no reference photo and I'm just painting from either memory or making something up as I go along. I find that I start looking at the painting that I'm doing and trying to pull out details from it, as opposed to looking to the external media, whether it's a picture on my phone or a picture I've printed out. I just think it's easier for me to separate the two and just focus in on the canvas. If you're a beginner artist like me, I highly recommend this challenge to take away those mediums. You might be surprised with what you can make with it. If you stuck around to the end of the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would be able to get updates on how I'm doing with developing my own artistic style. This is another one in the books for me, so thank you again, and I will see you all on the next video.